No chemtrails today or yesterday. See the clouds? Wow, they're clouds. They look like clouds and they're close to the ground like clouds. And the air is moist and fresh like we had some clouds. I am at a total loss when I meet people or talk to people who absolutely cannot tell the difference in the air quality between a sprayed out day and a day with no spray. I mean, it's palpable on your skin. It's not just in your lungs. It's totally can be felt. People just in that deep of a denial state, they just cannot acknowledge reality and, thereby perhaps affect some change in it simply by knowing about something and not being cool with it. Right? Bird. Man. I made the light though. I guess that was good. Clouds. Alright. I guess that's all I gotta say. Clouds. Real clouds. Real clouds. Clean air. I better not be speeding because the sheriff might be out. That's pretty much the only time. In fact, I should probably just keep this recording for a minute just to see. Just to see if we see a sheriff on the way, because you really never see one anymore. And in the 90s, you couldn't drive across town without seeing at least 3 or 4 of them. But since around 2010, 2012, their presence is just gone. You don't see them at all, except for real nice sunny days or when it's pouring down rain for a long time. Sunny days when it's allowed to be sunny. Then they'll come out. They'll be all over the place, writing up some tickets and, throwing their sirens and flashing their lights and driving around, messing with people. And then they disappear again for 2 months. So, give me a break. Give me a break. You know the words. Break me off a piece of earth. Yeah. Too much advertising. Causes me therapy. You ever notice that the therapist says the rapist? I mean, what the fuck? That's hidden in the language? Yeah. Anyway. That shop over there on the far left, my mom knew a guy that he had that shop back in like 1977, or I want to say, or 78. And he let me use his arc welder in that shop garage over there. I'm sure the door's been changed since then. 1978. Vastly different place here. 1978, there was a future. We had something to look forward to. Now Generation X's are all disgruntled, disenfranchised, and disgusted with the system. But how do you break out of a system that has had you entrenched in its clutches since the day you were born? Nothing you've ever known is outside of that system. That system runs, educates, owns, and controls each and every one of you, myself included. We have so much latitude is dependent upon our social stature and income levels. And really, even at those, you're limited into those ranges because, there's rules and stipulations and guidelines and bullshit you have to, go along with or put up with in order to stay in any of your castes. Otherwise, you become a cast out or a castaway. You can't stay in the caste, then you don't follow the rules, then we're going to push you out of our society and you can go stay in some other society because ours is too good for you. Is that how it works? I'm just trying to dissect the nature of the beast here and the social hierarchy system of people, and as it pertains to the living your life, and it's this money thing that, it's like the money masters that basically people are like, well, what do you do? I don't know what to do, but the money masters have managed to make a commodity out of all the things you would, need to stay alive now that has to be bought with money. When prior to the total rollout of the credit system and the credit cards and the electronic payments, you actually kind of had to have some money in order to have those things, and now you don't, which has completely taken the economy and the money system like out of reality. It's a mental construct now that's talked about on the news, and so they have a mental construct in their head of how it functions and should operate logically, but it doesn't really operate that way. I mean, you can't audit the entire world of U.S. currency, say, right? And since you can't, you don't know how much hard dollar cash currency is being used even. So when they give out these numbers from the Federal Reserve to say, what inflation rates are and what their prime lending rate and all this bullshit, they can't audit the world. They don't know. There could be Chinese making exact perfect money that would pass our own testing machines, and we wouldn't know the difference, and neither would they. Is the problem. Even if they could find it, they couldn't do anything about it, if you see what I'm saying. So anyway, I'm back home now. Economics, just the money masters, that's how they turn everything into a commodity, and then you the only way to, it's terrible. You look at the corporations, they pretty much got to have a cube in their logo, or in their name or something, in order to be recognized. That's how you get promoted. You have a globe and a cube. They can both be spinning too. Yeah, better back. Okay, I guess I'm done rambling and ranting. Thank you very much.